It was a thing of beauty, and it brought the crowds to their feet time after time. The explosive potential of the Wishbone Tee had put fresh vigor into traditional, hard-fought college rivalries, opened up the game for players and spectators alike. And it ended its greatest season ever on ABC TV. NCAA college football could look forward to another golden age in the glow of the new look. I'm Chris Schenkel, and speaking for Bud Wilkinson and others on the ABC sports team, we've seen something dramatic take place on the college gridirons in 1971. Another turning point in the history of the game. It's a very different game, for instance, than back in 1913 when Knute Rockne, then captain and left end of an unheralded Notre Dame team, upset mighty Army with a secret weapon, the forward pass. Then in the 30s, the single lane dominated the scene with such great teams as Pittsburgh, Minnesota, and Princeton. During the 40s and 50s, it was a T formation developed by Clark Shaughnessy's Stanford teams that opened up ball handling with such spectacular results. The 60s saw the I formation combine both power and deception, as it sprung loose such backs as O.J. Simpson. Time and again, he ran into daylight and glory. And then on the threshold of the 1970s, the coaching staff at Texas developed their own version of the triple option play under Coach Darrell Royal.
For several years now, the triple option has been a popular trend in football circles throughout the United States. And we decided to copycat the idea 2 years ago and wanted to run the triple option here at the University of Texas. And we decided that we'd do this from a new formation which allowed us to have a lead blocker and still run the triple option. We call this new formation the Wishbone Tee, and because we had good success moving the football for 2 years in a row, we've had a lot of inquiries from coaches throughout the United States about our techniques, about our coaching methods. First, I'll cover the mechanics of the quarterback. He will open step with his lead foot on a 45-degree angle. As he takes this step, he'll pick up the fullback with split vision. Place ball positively into the pocket of the fullback directly out from the position of the lead foot. Now flow with the fullback using the second step as an adjustment step so that you're always working with the extended arms. As the fullback passes this decision area, the quarterback should be square to the sideline, weight on the foot nearest the line of scrimmage, therefore able to explode to the outside with his first step being with his original lead foot. His instructions now are to freeze and force the defensive end and pitch the football.
Texas was the national champion in 1969, a strong contender in 1970. So a lot of other teams started thinking wishbone. Down in Alabama, for instance, Wiley Bear Bryant, who was to wind up the year as the fourth-ranking coach of all time in victories, put the wishbone to impressive use in an unbeaten regular season. With Johnny Musso leading the way, the Crimson Tide swept through a tough schedule that included the regular season windup against unbeaten Auburn, a game covered by ABC. It pitted Auburn's great passer, the Heisman Trophy winner, Pat Sullivan, against the dazzling efficiency of the wishbone, and Alabama rolled to a surprisingly easy victory. Quarterback Jack Mildren and halfback Greg Pruitt had two people that could execute the wishbone to a T. Oklahoma wound up the regular season topping the nation in total offense, rushing and scoring. And then came within a hair's breadth of beating Nebraska in their Thanksgiving Day showdown. A game, incidentally, that delivered the largest audience in history to see a regular season NCAA telecast. If ever a game of the year lived up to its advanced billing, this was it. Beginning with Johnny Rogers' spectacular punt return for Nebraska in the first quarter. Taking the ball on his own 28, he starts up the middle. breaks a tackle. Sees an opening along the sideline. Turns on the speed. And takes it all the way. After an Oklahoma field goal, Nebraska started the second quarter by going 54 yards. Climaxed by Jeff Kenny, leaping for the touchdown to make it 14-3. But Oklahoma bounces back. Mildren caps an 80-yard drive with this quarterback keep on the option to tighten the score at Nebraska 14, Oklahoma 10. Then seeing the Cornhusker defense stacked against the wishbone running attack, Mildren surprises Nebraska with this beautifully thrown pass to Harrison in the end zone. With only 5 seconds left in the half, Oklahoma goes ahead, 17-14. It was the first time Nebraska had trailed in a game all season. And Coach Bob Devaney made sure his team came out all fired up for the third quarter. They really seemed unstoppable, too. This beautiful 32-yard runoff tackle by Jerry Taggy, all the way down to the Oklahoma 3, sets up one touchdown. And after a 61-yard march, Kenny barrels in for another to make the score Nebraska 28, Oklahoma 17. But just as suddenly, the pendulum swings the other way, and the Sooners take command again. In another display of razzle-dazzle, Harrison gets a handoff from Mildren, finds Chandler wide open downfield, and the pass nets 51 yards. 4 plays later, behind a beautiful block, Mildren keeps and goes over for the touchdown. The Sooners trail by only 4 as we go into the final quarter. A fumble recovery gives Oklahoma the ball again, and they go 69 yards in 12 plays. With the payoff, this 16-yard pass from Mildren to Harrison on a down-and-out pattern. Oklahoma has taken the lead again, 31-28, with only 7 minutes and 5 seconds to play. But that's where Nebraska shows the greatness that would earn it the #1 national ranking. Taking the following kickoff, they coolly control the ball for 5.5 minutes, including this crucial 3rd down and 8 play on which Rogers makes a sensational catch. The long drive ends as Kenny scores his 4th touchdown of the afternoon, and Nebraska finally pulls it out, 35-31. Oklahoma's Chuck Fairbanks gallantly congratulates Bob Devaney on winning what he called a classic game, the greatest I've ever been involved in. Of course, it wasn't all wishbone in '71. ABC's comprehensive coverage of college play in every section of the country highlighted a variety of NCAA action. Early in the season, against a strong Tennessee team, Auburn's Sullivan to Beasley passing combination showed both the eventual Heisman Trophy winner's on-target skill and some swivel hip moves by his All-American receiver. In the Michigan State game, Notre Dame's Eder passes to Chiskowski for an apparent score, but the Irish were offside, and the touchdown didn't count. It was to prove that kind of a frustrating year for Notre Dame. In the tough Big 8 Conference, Nebraska beat Colorado, though Colorado's sensational sophomore back, Charlie Davis, demonstrates the speed that piled up almost 1,400 yards rushing in 1971. However, with aerials such as this Taggy to Dan Kroger bullet, Nebraska won handily. Cornell's Ed Marinero piled up more career total yardage rushing than anyone in collegiate history. This season he averaged over 200 yards per game, and his 24 touchdown runs included this 46-yard jaunt against Dartmouth. A typical Marinero power burst that kept Cornell in contention. But Dartmouth sews up the game with this Stetson to Bird touchdown pass and forces Cornell to share the Ivy League crown. Against Kansas, Oklahoma's wishbone magician, quarterback Jack Mildren, uses the keep option and goes 65 yards to set a new Sooner career total offense record. The Service Classic, Army versus Navy, always a thrilling spectacle. And this year's game builds to a fantastic climax as Army's Ron Danhap, back to punt from his end zone, scrambles around until tackled for safety as time runs out, preserving a 24-23 Army win. The first one-point margin in the long 72-game history of this rivalry. Along with the action, you can always depend on the color, pageantry, and hijinks that are unique to the NCAA college football scene. From assorted livestock to a memorable tantrum by Ohio State's coach Woody Hayes, college football is unpredictable fun. Stars to watch next season, Johnny Rodgers of Nebraska, one of the most exciting breakaway runners in years. Sonny Six Killer, Washington's threat at all times to throw the bomb. Oklahoma's Greg Pruitt, who averaged a fabulous 9.4 yards per carry this year and rates a strong contender for the Heisman Trophy. There will be new expanded flexibility in the schedule planning too. It will enable ABC to pick the matchups on the last 13 telecasts as the season unfolds. That should guarantee another memorable climax, such as this year's Thanksgiving weekend, which brought you the Nebraska-Oklahoma, Georgia-Georgia Tech, and Alabama-Auburn Donnybrook. Topping it all, of course, the poetry in motion and pigskin pyrotechnics that explode from the Wishbone Tee. Could any sports fan wish for more? You'll want to be looking on week after week in 72 as NCAA football highlights the new look on ABC.